Great. Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're going to get started just to be conscious of time today. We have a lot of great and exciting features and new hardware options to show you today. We'll get the meeting started. My name is Amanda Diamond, and I'm one of the account managers here at Retail Control Systems. Some of you probably know who I am, and some of you on the call may not. So again, welcome, and I'm excited to share the information that we have today with you. I'd also like to introduce a few folks that are on the call. Again, just keep in mind that I do have all of you muted until the end. I'll open it up for plenty of questions and thoughts, but if you have anything immediate, there is a question box available for you to pop anything into if you need to catch my attention sooner than later. But as well, on the call alongside myself, we have Dave Albert, our CEO, as many of you are aware of. We also have Dustin on the call, and he's our implementation and production manager here with RCS, Dustin Morse. A lot of you, I'm sure, have worked with him in the past. And we also have Barbara Collier on the line. She's our customer relationship manager. And I know a lot of you have chatted with her in her time here at RCS and maybe from NCR as well. We also have a guest speaker on the line who is going to share some fabulous information towards the end of our presentation today. So I'll save her for later. And yeah, so again, welcome. We're here to talk and review the newest hardware features, or excuse me, hardware options available today. And yeah, so this is awesome. Thank you again for joining. Great. So a lot of the questions, I get a couple of very common questions from a lot of our customer base pertaining to why should I buy from RCS, and what does certified equipment mean? So what exactly does that entail? So today we're going to review obviously all the newer hardware options available to you. And RCS and NCR work very hard to provide you with the best retail hardware solutions that are the hottest in the market today. So that just speaks towards, why should you buy from RCS? We're able to provide you with the latest and greatest that's on the market that adheres to the multiple industries that are out there today. Also, just for the warranty side of things, which we're going to dive into a little deeper later on in the presentation. And just speaking to the fact that all of the equipment that we can provide you today, meaning anything that you buy from RCS through NCR as our supporter, has been certified. And that means that's been tested thoroughly, not only initially, but also with some pilot locations. We typically work with a lot of customer base and in specific industries to test out new equipment, or that could span from equipment all the way to reports as well. So it's been tested and certified, and they pull resources to really thoroughly utilize to test this equipment in-house. So that by the time we have it available for market, so that we're able to provide you with this equipment, we can stand behind it and state that it works in a counterpoint environment, and that you won't have any issues. So unless you go to you have the ability to buy from local vendors, and we understand that. But can they say that they've actually tested that equipment in the environment that you run every day? RCS can stand behind that fact and to be able to continue to provide that in the future as well. So jumping right into the grime of things here, we're going to take a look at a few of our registers that we have available today. This is the XR7 device, and this is one of our certified all-in-one terminals, and comes with a 15-inch or 18.5-inch screen, which some of you are aware of. And so that really determines the price point, but it starts at $24.95. Again, I tried to capture the best images on here without seeing it in person, just because it has such a modern appearance. So a lot of our customers share with us that, it reminds them of a tablet version, has a very slim profile, a long life LED display, so supporting the touchscreen capabilities. And higher energy efficiency, lower operating temps, which is important in your retail industry, and lower power costs, which we all love, of course. And speaking to the warranty, which we'll dive into a little deeper later, but you can warranty this unit up to 5 years. So RCS understands that all of you have a very busy retail environment, and to support that, you know, we want to provide you with one of the most trusted all-in-one point-of-sale terminals that will help streamline your transaction process. It's going to offer you a faster and more reliable, flexible solution that's going to drive your top-line growth. So the XR7 and the XR5 that we're going to take a peek at here in a little bit are going to be those all-in-one units that we would really encourage you to take advantage of. Again, it's going to be nothing but a pro in your environment. It's going to make things a lot easier for your cashiers. The modern aspect of it, just keeping up with the tides and having the best technology out there is huge, and being competitive in your retail store today. And I can't say enough great things about it. Some of you out there have probably seen these at some of our conferences or trade shows that we do attend. And again, if you want any additional pictures, you can certainly go to YouTube, or you can visit any of the NCR websites, or even Google the images to get some better pictures. I have a lot saved as well. But we do, it's been a great unit overall, and just having the adaptability of being able to pick what screen size you want. You may want to have a screen that's a little bigger, and you may have a smaller cash wrap, so you may need that smaller 15-inch screen, which is comparable to the 1530 and 1515s that you've seen in the past. And I have a brief clip that I'd like to share with you guys just to speak to the durability of the XR7 and the XR5, of course, because that is the newest one out there outside of the XR7, which we'll take a look at after. But the clip is about a little over a minute's time, but definitely speaks to the value of the device and how it will, the upkeep of it, and just how durable it will maintain in your busy retail store today. So wow, what a fantastic overview of just showing the flexibility of this unit, what it can withstand in our busy retail environments today. I mean, if you could picture this in the retail industry pertaining to a restaurant or maybe a sidewalk sale that you're hosting, I mean, just the aspect of it getting a little wet maybe, dropping off a counter. We know how busy these environments can be. So just having a unit that can stand behind that and be able to keep up with everyday's business aspects of things. So this is awesome. This clip is available on YouTube, obviously, and I can follow up with the links after to it, specifically if you'd like to share it with any of your team members at your facility today. So moving on, we're going to take a peek at the new XR5, new meaning probably within the last 30 to 45 days. The XR5 was released officially, and we just love the fact of not only the price point, but we also love, again, just the durability of the unit, Windows 10 certified. The connection types on this device, very similar to the XR7, but I'd love to, actually I can dive in this picture a little bit, just to give you a quick snapshot of what it looks like from behind the scenes to accommodate all of the peripherals and devices that you use every day, and just a huge feature here. And again, this is another great picture series of the side view, front and back, just to show you just how minimal the space it takes. I mean, that's huge. If your cash wraps have, you have maybe some consumables up front, you may have socks up there, you could have anything and still be able to keep a nice, clean, efficient work area for your cashiers to process transactions quickly and seamlessly and just get your customers out the door. So we love the fact of the not only the USB ports, but the multiple adaptable serial ports. So being able to connect your payment devices into the back of the unit now is huge. I know a lot of you who have our Ingenico E250 devices for those payment terminals. You don't need the extra adapter or cable to plug that in. So some of that stuff gets swapped around depending on what you're using for hardware, but which is huge. Just keeps everything nice and clean, really easy for installs, and just overall a fabulous unit. So we're really excited to introduce that into the field today. We already have some folks that have taken advantage of this unit, and yeah, great. So again, the $17.95 price point right now is huge, and we do have a lot of these in stock right now. So for those of you out there that maybe just want to get one to try, see how it's going to fit for you, test out your peripherals or anything that you have in your environment and just get a feel for it, we certainly have plenty in stock to do that with. You can reach out to myself or Ariel to help you with that. But and it also accommodates an HDMI and DisplayPort video, which the XR7 does as well. But as we're moving away from the XR5, I wanted to talk about the new display units that we have. So speaking to that HDMI and video capability, you now have the option of having a full, almost looks like a little iPad actually on the back of the unit as a display. I do, at the bottom of this image, you'll notice Alex Koppelkam. He was once a customer, but now is a marketing employee here with RCS. And he has been doing some fantastic videos for us in regards to the hardware we have today, how to set it up. We're only looking to grow that, so if you guys have any ideas or thoughts that you'd like RCS to record for you, we can do that. But not to get too far off track here, this video in specifics pertains to how to set up this display. So the display mounts to the back of the unit. This picture at the top right-hand corner specifically shows, I believe it's an XR7 on a pull display, or we'll call it a pull display, with the actual LED display on the back. And the easiest way to really show you how to use this would be if you could picture yourself, well, not picture yourself, but in your retail environment. We'll say you're a golf store, for example, and you have a customer walking through and they might have bought a pair of golf shoes. You could actually have a scrolling message or video alert of some sort on the display that prompts automatically from point of sale to do suggestive selling and upselling. So that's huge. Being able to offer alternatives and in the selling, so in the transaction process before they leave the door, because that's really your last time before your customer gets through that transaction process to leaving your store, to be able to upsell them maybe into another item. So this is just another huge way to be able to touch your customers one more time before they leave. As well as any messages, alerts, maybe pictures of items you could have populate on the screen. We just love it, and we're really excited to have it out there and tested and certified and ready to rock and roll in your environment today. So if you need some additional information, again, we'll have all this as follow-up too, but just another great added feature to both the XR7 and XR5 today. Just imagine having this set up in your environment, just how, just think about how you could use that for your customers. Awesome, awesome. And the video for this display setup, this actually walks you through the setup and how to do it, and it's just a great how-to video. It's a little lengthy, so I'm not going to play the video, but I just wanted to show you where you can access that if you wanted to after today's session. Great. Sorry about the jumping around there for a minute. And moving on, I wanted to cover some of the label printer and label options that we have today and just kind of give you a quick run through of how to and some information that we need to gather when we're typically quoting out specific labels for your industry. We work with all kinds, so we work with liquor stores, garden centers, museums, nonprofits, you name it. So everybody has a different need for their business. And so some of the information we like to capture in regards to getting you set up with the label obviously you want and you feel is going to work best for the items you're selling and for the industry that you're in. So some of the questions pertain to, do you utilize a thermal transfer or a direct thermal transfer printer? So, and the best and easiest way to review what setup you need where and what kind of labels you need, typically for a thermal transfer, it requires a ribbon for the actual label job that you're utilizing. And some of the questions you can ask yourself to determine if you need that or not would be, will you ever need to print labels in colors? So colors like oranges and reds and yellows and things like that that are obviously not black. Do the labels need to be scanned and have a long shelf life? So for some of our customers that are maybe in a grocery or a grocery store, obviously those items sell and circulate a lot faster. So those items typically could get away with having a direct thermal label just because they sell a lot quicker. You don't have to worry about the label going bad. So fading out, if it's a thermal transfer label, you'd want to ask yourself, in this case, will the labels be subject to heat or sunlight, things like that. And if they are, if you answer yes to any of those questions, then you should utilize a thermal transfer printer, get a ribbon, and we can identify some label jobs that will work best for you. Now for direct thermal, the best part about direct thermal printer and just the labels overall is that it's just so much more affordable, just lower cost overall. The media change is very easy to interchange out of the unit itself, and after this slide we're going to actually get into a little deeper about the label printers themselves, but they do have a less than 1 year shelf life. So if you're a garden center that prints on maybe pots, hanging plants, things like that, you typically would lean towards a thermal transfer printer because the label will last longer. So if you're hanging them in a greenhouse, for example, or if you're in if you have a liquor store today, for any of those, you may have stuff that sits in the warehouse for a little bit before it hits the floor. So the direct thermal label printer also requires use of heat-activated thermal papers and films. No ribbon required, and it's limited to black unless pre-printed direct thermal paper. So what that means is you can actually get direct thermal paper that's specific to that printer, and you can get those in different colors. Like we have a Learning Express toy store today that purchases blue direct thermal paper because when he gives his customer a receipt, he wants them to be able to go in their wallet and go, oh, this is my blue receipt from the toy store. And he feels that it strongly, it has his customers keep him in his thoughts all the time. So something as simple as that, but you can have that ability to interchange that. But typically direct thermal means black. And at the bottom is just, I love this image because it just shows some of the questions we have to ask when we're determining what labels how to get your label. So how big is the core size? So core meaning that center part of the label roll itself. How big do you need the labels? How wide? How tall? How many labels per roll do you need? There's a science that definitely goes behind this. So we have a lot of questions that we ask to determine which route to go. And a lot of you who have been buying labels from us in the past, it's a little easier just because we've been working together for so long. But this just gives you, in hindsight, for some of you that are just getting into inventory, physical count, things like that, some of the questions and things that you'll want to keep in mind and when you're starting to implement this. But we can get you all makes and kinds, so it's really unlimited in the options. Obviously, the more labels you buy, the better discount you get. So instead of buying 12 rolls to a case, if you bought 100 rolls, essentially you'd get a better scale price in that case. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to get some additional labels, but we have so many options. So we'll work hand in hand with you to make sure we're getting it right the first time. And moving on to label printers, first and foremost is our economy class Mark III. It's a DataMax printer. One of my favorites, just because of the functionality of it. It's so easy to use. It has quick loading, meaning you literally just hit that silver button on the side, open it up, and you can drop in a new roll of labels pretty seamlessly. It does have an interactive LED screen for very simplistic setup, which we love, of course. And it really is one of the best values on the market today. So if you're printing, anywhere from 1,000 labels under a day or at a time, we typically would set you up with an E-Class because it could certainly keep up with what you're doing in your industry today. If not, we would move you up to the industrial size, which we're going to review next. But you can get this in direct thermal or thermal transfer, and which is another great note to add. And just the performance overall is great, extremely durable. I've heard nothing but good things from our customers that use these today, and we have a lot of people that utilize this printer. Really affordable to get implemented. So if you're starting to barcode your items, if you're a new Counterpoint user and you're just diving into this, this is a great all-around printer for your everyday use. And moving up into our industrial size, again, this is a DataMax Industrial barcode printer. The price point is great for the size and the functionality of this device. Easy to use. Obviously, you save money on mass label printing, so this, you can print thousands of labels. It can really keep up into a busy, nonprofit, apparel store, that you've got racks and racks and racks of t-shirts, jeans, things like that. You could batch out labels and print. Minimal setup, again, you can get in direct thermal or thermal transfer. Very easy loading and unloading, which is part of the setup that we do initially, but we will work with you if this is a new item for you. And as big as they can seem, this is actually a very lightweight unit. So lightweight actually meaning light. So I can pick this up and move it around because we know in the industries that you're in, sometimes you might have to move these desk to desk because some of the older versions it's like moving a car around on a cart. So it can be pretty expensive. But this, again, this is just another great option for you. And if you have any questions, like, I don't know, maybe, or if this is new and you're not sure how many labels you are going to print, just throw that at us. We'll work with you and see what we feel will be the best for you because we want to set you up right the first time. And from printers, we're going to move on to our new Reel POS. It's our thermal receipt printer. So a lot of you are familiar with the big salons and the Epson TM88s. So this is the newest version on the market today, which we're really excited about. So it's just great having the more options, the better for you to choose from for your industry. This is a picture of what it looks like, very similar to the TM88, maybe a little bit different, but we're really excited about this. The price point is great. To complement your Counterpoint environment, this printer is fast, very quiet, maintenance-free, essentially, like a receipt printer should be. Just perfect for, you know, just any point of sale cash wrap that you have and that you're utilizing today. USB or serial. Just the high speed of the printer itself is huge, so I think that's important to notate. You know, we want the transactions to be fast and accurate the first time. What we love about this printer is just the compressed print side of things, so it's utilizing less paper, less power, and it's even at a lesser price. So those three items right there is just a great all-around value that you get to take advantage of. So there's just a lot of capabilities here. What I was planning on doing after today's session is sending out the brochure from NCR. It just dives a little deeper into this device and just gives you some even more information that I'm not covering right here. But I picked and choose the best things that I thought were the most crucial for your areas. But again, just another feather in our cap. We have another option today. It's actually cheaper than what our SM/TM88s are. So this, again, just another great perk there. And again, the compressed print. So we know how expensive receipt paper can get right now. We sell it for 89 bucks a case, comes with 12 rolls. But just the idea that you get to save paper, save trees, we just love it. So welcome to the group. It's awesome. Moving away from printers, I thought it was important to touch base again on the Ingenico ISC250 device. As these aren't essentially new to the market, they've been out for some time now, but a lot of our customers still have not taken advantage of the device yet, and some of them are still in review. So this is the ISC250 device for those of you who have not seen them. A lot of people, or a lot of customers, or not customers, but a lot of retail chains out there like Walmart and Home Depot have these in place that you may have seen out in the field. But the ISC250 is the certified and the actual payment device that NCR chose to solidify for EMV, point-to-point encryption, provides tokenization, and everything else here comes with this device. It's set up to go. So smart card, PIN entry, mag stripe, contactless payments, so Android Pay, Apple Pay, color display, signature capture. These are just a great all-around unit, and we have a lot of people using them. They are warrantable, and our Ingenico device that we sell, and I say our because you can buy these devices locally. However, when you get one from RCS, again, is it tested and certified for counterpoint, but we also ensure that it's injected appropriately for the processor that you're using today, which is extremely crucial. It needs to be done right. There are certain steps and many elements that go into these devices in regards to making sure they can accommodate your processor and the environment and just your all-around, just everything that you utilize today, just making sure that it's set up to go for you. Comes with a warranty, which is huge. A lot of local vendors out there can't provide a warranty. RCS can, and you can renew the warranty, which is huge. So for next business day turnaround. We have easy access to WorldPay and First Data devices. We also work with TSYS, Payment Tech, Elevon even, to ensure the injections are done right the first time. So I strongly suggest if you're in the market and looking for a payment device and looking to start capturing your transactions, well, not capturing, but processing through NCR Counterpoint and taking advantage of NCR SecurePay, not only for PCI compliance purposes, but it will just make things that much easier for you in the transaction process today. So, and the pricing varies depending on the processor that you're on, so that's why I didn't put a price here today, but as I mentioned earlier, we have easy access to WorldPay and First Data. We even have the ability to do bulk buying, so if a lot of you are interested in getting some Ingenico devices, just let me know, because we can potentially get some special pricing on buying a mass order of them. So, and we do keep a lot in stock too. We've even had used ones in the past, so I'm happy to review all that with you independently and offline if any of you have individual questions about that. And along with the actual device itself, we're proud to show that we actually have we have the basic Ingenico stands that some of you may be aware of, and that's a 90-degree pivot. However, now we can actually offer you an Ingenico Swivel Arm. So what's huge about this, and what I thought was not only accessible for people in wheelchairs, but it just makes it overall easier for you to manage the credit card transaction process. So for some of you who have Ingenicos in the field today and have called me about just the process it takes to take a chip card today. There are some steps, as we all know and have identified in the field, that make the process maybe not as longer, but if it's not done right and the steps aren't followed, it can, some customers might put their card in too early, or they're not following the steps. So this stand is great for if you want to have your cashiers swivel the Ingenico around to the customer when it's time to swipe the credit card or insert the credit card. So it gives the cashier more flexibility, gives the customer more flexibility. If they're shorter or taller, they can pull it up or down, move it all around, and you don't have to worry about it getting knocked off the counter, which is huge. So I actually had one customer call in and say they had someone's child was literally swinging off the Ingenico pen. And we've had some people that have stressed that, people have walked through, their purses, knocked it on the ground, or a cable, getting it moved around, maybe with some merchandise on the counter, it loosened the cable, so it shut it off. You just want to make sure they're stable and in the right area. So this, again, will help you with that. And a great price for $179. So again, it's just another added feature you can put into your environment. Ingenico Mobile Solutions. So we're also proud to show that we actually have the Ingenico payment device available, which accommodates CP Mobile, so any iOS device, smartphone, or tablet, into a secure mobile point-of-sale solution. So this it's coming. Accepts all payment methods, including EMV, chip and PIN, magstripe, all of that good stuff. The EMV side of things is working through its certification, as some of you are familiar with the previous of our processors. So this is just about there, but we were really happy and excited to see this coming. And just so now with CP Mobile, you'll be able to offer your customers a way to process their chip cards. And I mean, we have a lot of customers that are using CP Mobile today. We have some furniture stores that are, so if they have a couch on the floor, they want to process or hold a transaction there, they can actually cash out now with a customer's chip card, or will be able to. So will be coming. I should correct myself there, but so we'll keep you posted on that, but we're really excited. And it's connectivity by Bluetooth. So it's just really easy. It fits right in your back pocket. So people walking around on the floor or actually doing sidewalk sales or anything of that nature will be able to just quickly pop that out and be able to just adhere to what payment methods are out there today, such as chip and PIN, EMV. So it's just great. And credit cards all together. It's just awesome. Scanners. So some of our favorite scanners, well, not favorite, but the one on the right, our basic barcode scanner. We've had that for a long time, but I love to touch base on it. And on the left is the license scanner. So even though it's not a new item that we sell, I thought it was important to touch on it, only because we have still a lot of customers that aren't aware of some of the items and peripherals that we sell today. So the license scanner, within Counterpoint, you would have the ability, if your state allows, which is important to notate, and you could scan people's driver's license, populate information on the fly, just make it really easy for you to import information. This is great for a liquor store if they need to validate a birth date, anything like that, just to make it easier on the cashier and on the customer, of course, while they're waiting to cash out. But this would, the license scanner supports 1 and 2D barcode scanning. A little bit more functionality there. And the pricing is $390 for the license scanner. Comes with the cable and configuration, which is important. There is a little bit of setup that has to happen to that device. And obviously we have to put in the devices into Counterpoint as well. And the basic barcode scanner is $195. Again, both are extremely durable for the retail environment. Quick performance, so quick one scan performance. So as we know, if we're cashing out, we want quick scanning so we can get out the door so we don't spend any more money. And simple installation. So simpler the better, not only for your staff, your cashiers, as well as your management folks as well, and the people buying. Huge. But I also wanted to mention that we have a CP Mobile Bluetooth scanner. So some of you may be aware of this and some not. Fairly new that RCS has been providing. It's a little bit bigger than that. It's on the smaller side, but it's a Bluetooth capable scanner for CP Mobile. So you can actually scan devices from, not devices, you can scan your merchandise with this device versus walking around with the iPad sled or phone sled trying to scan items. Has a long battery, which is big, so if you have a production associate or just an associate on the floor that's walking around all day trying to process additional sales, just makes it easier so you don't have to charge every other hour. It is wearable, so it does come with a lanyard. You can get a belt clip for it as well. And no software installation required, so it's just really easy to use. And we tested it in-house here at RCS, so we're really excited to bring this to market. So for those of you who are utilizing CP Mobile today, if you need a scanner, we definitely have an option for you. So just let us know if it's something you'd like to try out. Data collectors. So a lot of you have come to us asking about physical count, basic data collection. This is our AML unit. LDX is a data collector, and it's just, we do have a clip as well that you can see. I'm not going to play it just for time purposes, but it's just a fantastic, very easy to use, comes with a cable, simple importing, exporting abilities within Counterpoint, and just really easy to use. So you can quickly scan your items as shown really quick in this picture here. But we encourage you to visit YouTube to visit that. I had a few questions from some folks that tried them out, like, well, how is the scanner? Does it pick it up the first time, or do I have to stand there and hover over the box and try to capture the barcode? I've scanned some items myself with this, so I'm happy to say that in my time working inventory over the years until now, it's nice just to have a very easy to hold, which is huge. You don't want this big gaudy thing that you have to carry around that weighs about 50 pounds out back as you're lugging it around, throwing it on boxes, things like that. This is just, it fits right in your hand. The scanner is awesome on this, so it scans the first time. It's really easy setup, which we work with you, so the pricing includes that. And yeah, it's just a great data collector for all of your very everyday data collection tasks. So if you just want to do a quick physical count, if you're doing an adjustment, if you are actually doing a full inventory on your goods, this can accommodate all of that. And the price point on this is $650. The SD card that goes with this is $25, I believe. So the price point, we do provide rental services on this as well. So if you're not interested in buying one, but you feel that you need one maybe a week or two out of the year, if you give us at least a couple weeks notice, we can set you up with a rental unit, which is huge. So again, great unit, and we'll cover all your bases for your data collection. So great stuff for those of you who haven't seen this yet. So warranties. It's really important to mention that we can renew the hardware warranties on everything that you buy at RCS. So just for recap, a lot of you renew warranties on your registers and your payment devices. The cash drawers, printers, everything that you buy from us also does come with a warranty, but typically we see renewals down on these specifics. So the XR7 that we took a look at first, for a 12-month warranty, which includes, excuse me, includes next business day turnaround with a return mailer, which is huge here. So meaning you get a unit replaced within a day or two, and you also get a return mailer. So meaning that that defective unit that you have gets sent back, and it comes with that. The XR5, again, for 12 months is $170. And this, again, would give you out another 12 months. The Ingenico device, so for WorldPay and FDMS, we can do 12 months at $89. And it's just, we have so many of these in the field. A lot of customers are on WorldPay and First Data. So it makes it really easy. So if something were to happen to the device, the warranty on the Ingenico, important to mention, it also includes the screen. So that is huge for the retail market. If somebody, cracks the screen while using it, or anything happens to it, that warranty covers that as well. We can get additional stylus pens for those devices for those of you who are using those today. So if you do need any extras or spares in case anything happens to those, we keep those in stock so that you can get replacements. And if you have any other questions or want to quote on any of this, we certainly track your assets. So anything that you've bought from us, we can let you know, basically. So just let Ariel or myself know if you need some help with that. And our guest speaker today is Deb Stalker. So I am going to unmute her so she can actually talk to me here. Hold on one second. And Deb we've had a long-standing relationship with her over the years, so she is going to talk to you guys about leasing and just programs overall. So Deb, can you hear me okay? I think I unmuted you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello all. Thanks for the introduction. Great job, Amanda. That was amazing, that presentation. Very informative. So I don't know who's here all today, but thank you for your time. So I'm Deb Stecker, and my company, Venlease Company, has been a direct lender in the retail industry for 39 years. So it's a niche that we have, and we've worked with retail control systems for many years. We've done sort of like what I describe as small, mid-size, and large sales orders for them, so depending on what your needs may be. But basically what we do is we provide you with a payment option. We finance your system. We can do either a lease to own, which is an operating lease, has some different tax benefits to it, or a straight finance agreement, depending on what you ultimately would like to do. Sometimes accountants will steer you in one way or the other. For most people, it doesn't actually matter as long as we can go ahead and fund that invoice on their behalf, and they can make the monthly payments back. So we are, like I said, a direct lender. We do offer short and long-term options. Every plan that's offered is provided with a discounted buyout with no prepayment penalties. So we're happy to tell you that if you decided to go with something long-term and you get a surplus, you would like to pay us off early, then we offer that discounted buyout on the back end. And that's typically 8% off the balance itself. So there's an opportunity to save on the back end as well. Very competitive terms. Like I said, we're not a broker. We're not a middleman. So you would deal directly with the lender. And we're just here to help, understand what you may have in mind as far as taking on an expenditure for your business. And if we can help you in any way, that you would contact me directly, or I can certainly reach out and send you, or I don't know, Amanda, if you have my, I take it you have my picture, my signature line to send. I don't know about that picture, but at any rate, there is a way to contact me. So, but if anyone would have any questions, I could certainly send you. And there it is right there, right, Amanda? You've got my number and everything right on the screen. So.
Yep, I sure do.
Yeah, I hope that gives them enough information. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just looking to preserve your working capital. You have other expenditures that are seen and unforeseen coming up, so we can actually help you in that regard to preserve that working capital and go ahead and take care of these types of expenditures awesome. On your behalf. Okay.
Great. Thanks, Deb. That's great information, and we do appreciate it. You've done a lot of great things for our customers, so it's just awesome to have this as an option for them. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you so much.
Great. So in closing today, I wanted to touch base on some of the links and resources that's available to you. Of course, our ncrcounterpointhelp.com. These are links so this is one I use every day to be able to quick pull information on not only hardware, but services, updates, just a great informational resource for you that you have access to every day. So I encourage you to visit, play around with it, throw a couple ideas in there. There's a great search box that you can literally search anything. So our rcshelpforce.com/login link. This is the link that's going to get you to your RCS support portal. I'm sure a lot of you have visited that, but if not, I encourage you to do so. And if it's a permission level item or if you need some help manipulating through it, please let us know. We encourage you to visit this website. It's here for you. As you being an RCS customer, there's a lot of great testimonials, and not only that, but just tutorials and just additional help resources that will help you there. We also YouTube, of course. So YouTube, you can literally just search Retail Control Systems, but this is a link that will get you right to our page through YouTube with all the great videos and resources that I grazed over here in today's presentation. And the user portal at the bottom is the counterpoint, so NCR's user portal for you. So you can access your account by logging in with this link and putting in your counterpoint serial number and zip code, I believe.
I'm going to have one of Ronnie's.
But oh, hold on a second. Let me see here.
Hello?
Hi, Deb. I didn't have you muted yet, so there you go. So yeah, these are just great links and just links to some additional resources to help with any information that you might need. I just thought it was great to revisit this. And we really appreciate your time. I know I have some questions on here, but I just wanted to mention that if any of you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, you just want to throw something at us, you can certainly call our 1-800 number, or you can reach out to myself, Amanda, or Ariel. Our emails are at the bottom. I think a lot of you know how to get a hold of us. You can reach out to Dave, Dustin, Barbara, whoever's there. But we do appreciate your time and, of course, your business here at RCS. We value you as a customer, and we love being your trusted advisor. This is our little four-legged mascot pal, Bert, out of the Colorado office. So we are dog-friendly here, of course. And I do have a few questions, so I'm going to open that up now. Let's see here. Hold on, I'll unmute everybody, too.
Hello?
Great. Hi, Deb. Hi, you're unmuted.
Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't know if I was on mute or not. Okay.
Great. And Dustin and Dave, just let me know when you can hear me or if you can chat too. Awesome. So I'm unmuting all of you so we can have if anybody has additional questions. But I do have, our first question today is, do we have a fix for the MSR Reader on the XR5? Thanks, Rebecca. Dustin, do you have any latest update in regards to the MSR on that? I know we were doing some thorough testing in-house on that.
Yeah, so we're working actually directly with NCR on this. So it's actually working with their engineers to come up with solutions to, I believe it's around the WAN, MSR with employee swipes, etc. So yeah, so to answer your question, we don't have a fix right now, but we are definitely working with NCR to get that fix. It is a priority of ours. It's one of the number of priorities that we have, but yeah, so right now we don't, but we will hopefully shortly.
Electronic messages have arrived.
Great. Thanks, Dustin. And the second question, again, by Rebecca, is can the second customer-facing screen be added anytime, and if so, how much is it? So if you have, Rebecca, for you guys, I know you have a lot of 1530s, but if you're implementing XR5s or XR7s, you can add the display at any time. And the setup is pretty easy as well, from what I've seen. And the price, I'll get you a price because I actually didn't look at that prior to coming on to this. So I will firm that up for you and update the presentation so you have that information.
And also to add to that, Alex Kopencom actually created a YouTube video as far as how to install it.
Right. What are some of the functions that you can do with that customer-facing screen?
Specifically, I think, oh, go ahead, Dustin. It's fine.
So yeah, so one thing that I actually found was kind of cool that we kind of got into was you can upsell with it. So you can use it as think about this as your customer standing at the clerk, they're reading the screen. The item images that you have could actually be upsell items. So if I sell a pair of shoes, what comes up on my screen is some socks or some kind of advertising. So you can use images to upsell. So the customer looks at the screen, oh wait, I want those too.
Right.
So you get that added revenue. That's kind of one of the newest things that customers or our customers are looking for their end users. So that's one cool thing to do. You can use it as a regular ticket display. So all your totals, your taxes, stuff like that. You can do it as branding, so you can put your logo on there. And I think you can put also advertising on the bottom if you want to sell advertising.
Just plays whatever images. It'll actually play images that you put in a folder.
Yep.
So whatever you just install the different images in the folder and just keeps playing, rotating through the images. And once the transaction starts, then it minimizes the image in the corner, the images that are running in the corner. Then it becomes like a ticket screen, like you would see with Ingenico or a poll display.
Very cool, very cool.
And
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rebecca. No, go ahead, Rebecca.
Our VP was asking if there was a way to do polls on it. Could you, is it a touch screen? Can the customer respond to a question or anything like that?
It's not a touch screen at the moment. So it is just a display, a monitor at the current moment. And you can mount them on poles. So you can, if instead of having a monitor with a stand, you can have a pole set up. And you can have your XR7 on a pole. You can actually, we're doing a lot with poles recently. You can put all your devices. So you can put Ingenico on a pole, your receipt printer on a pole, your keyboard on the pole. So you can really have one pole with all 5 of those devices on it. So you really utilize your counter space.
You can even mount this the secondary monitor to a wall too. It comes with a wall attachment to put it on a wall. So it's pretty
cool.
Yep.
And you can utilize that display, Dustin, so if a cashier, Brittany Healy from Miami Valley had a question in regards to, as the cashier is scanning items, can that display do as they're ringing in, show the image or not? I just didn't know. I don't know that one.
Yeah, for sure it can. It can show the images. It can show the line items. You can kind of customize what you want to display. It's kind of cool because it's almost like you can drag and drop what you want to display to the customer, including images.
Okay, yeah, I need to move my car, and I'll be ready.
So that will answer Brittany's question for us. Jeff Cole, I think he left the session, but he had a question about comparable pricing to the 1530. It's actually a little cheaper than the 1530, so I'll follow up with him on that independently. But the next question, a lot of these are from Jeff Cole, but I think he had to step out, but they're good questions to talk through. Can the new 7197 printer be run on the same terminal server as the current Bixlong receipt printers? And typically, we would set that up on a different terminal server, correct, Dustin?
Yeah, normally we would set things up, pretty much, I call it standard, but isolating, so we don't want any mixed environments. So yeah, normally what we do for that is set it up on a separate terminal server.
Great. We have a question from Franklin regarding the ISC 250. The need to wait for the green light to light before inserting card causes confusion and delays payment processing. Will that be addressed in the future?
So I can actually answer that right now. There is an update to those. So there is it's an update TGZ file. So what it is we put that on the server, and then when you log into Counterpoint, it sends the update to the Ingenico. What that does is it manipulates the communication from Counterpoint to the Ingenico. So the Ingenico, as far as the payment piece, doesn't become active until you're actually completing the ticket. So the reason why is because there's some issues where if the customer inserts their card too early, it freezes Counterpoint, freezes the Ingenico, things reboot. So what they've done is they put this update in place. So when the customer is looking at the Ingenico, they're seeing their line display. What it says at the top is, please wait for cashier. It doesn't turn that green light on. Now, when you guys complete the ticket, that's when it initiates the Ingenico and that green light will come on. The verbiage will change into, please insert, swipe, or tap now. So that update is available. Amanda, we can take this off and we can go directly and we can get that update to you. It's very simple, very easy. We've already deployed it on a lot of our customers. It has greatly improved their experience with EMV, with that interaction with the customer. So definitely highly recommend it. Anyone that's on here, if you have Ingenicos that are taking EMV and you haven't heard about this or haven't utilized it, definitely reach out to us. We can get that update for you.
Okay, so it hasn't automatically been implemented. We have to ask for it?
It hasn't automatically been done. We do have the list of all of our customers, and we are going through all of the customers that have EMV. So most likely you'll be hit, but we can move you higher on that list to get it done this week or something.
And the patch just came out last week.
Yeah,
so this is pretty new.
It's very new.
Okay.
And Rebecca, for hosted customers, Dustin, I believe that we were updating them with the maintenance window, right?
Yeah, for all of our hosted customers, it would be, we're going to automatically put that on the terminal server, and you'll be notified of that too. So you won't be left in the dark. So you'll be notified when we're going to put the update on, and then when the update was applied on that terminal, on those servers.
Great, thanks.
Awesome. And Brittany, you had a question about let's see here. Do you need a separate adapter for the E250 device to hook up to the old registers? You mentioned that you don't need an adapter in the newer. You will, for you guys, because you're utilizing the 1530s, you'll need an adapter and a cable for that. So if you guys don't have those yet, you and I can talk offline about that and making sure you get those for when you do the implementation. And Matt, I got your question here about, I was told the Ingenicos could not do contactless, or is this the CP version? This would be specifically the version, Matt, that is available for 8.5. I'm not sure what version you're on today, but it would be for 8.5.
Contactless.
And Franklin, can we use the same cache drawers with the XR7 and XR5 that we are using for the 1530s? That would be a yes, correct, Dustin?
Yes, if they're printer driven, they will work.
Hey, so they showed this new device for inventory.
Okay.
It's like a handheld device.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was a question for us. I wasn't sure. And Doug, Daniels, I see your question here. I noticed the new computers said they are running Windows 10 embedded. Does Counterpoint run on Windows 10? They are Windows 10 certified, and but you would need to be on version 8.5.2 at least, right, Dustin, for Windows 10? Or is that 8.5.3?
It's 8.5.2 is when the certification for Windows 10 came out. 8.5.3 definitely.
Okay. All right, that's what I thought. I wanted to double check. So Doug, that would be if you wanted to upgrade, you could upgrade to 8.5.2 and be able to run Windows 10. Great. I know we've had some people drop off. I think we covered everybody's questions here today. So of course, if you have any additional questions for us, you can certainly reach out to us separately. You know, I'm always here, always around, happy to help. And of course, anybody else that's on the call as well. But in closing, you will get a notification tomorrow that's sharing the presentation with the webinar, the recording. So you will get a copy of this. And if you guys need anything else or are missing anything, you can certainly reach out to me. I'll make sure that you get that information. But again, thank you all for your time. We hit exactly an hour, so woohoo! And I hope that all of you have a wonderful rest of your week. And again, thank you.
Thanks, Amanda. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, Amanda.
Bye.